Is your mind a storm? Thoughts pulling you in every direction, leaving you drained and without focus? This is not your fate. It is a lack of training. The power to be clear, focused, and calm is already within you, waiting to be cultivated. These are not just exercises, they are keys. Stay until the final one, for it is the one that unlocks all the others. Anchoring breath. We live most of our lives completely disconnected from the one process that sustains us from the moment of birth to the moment of death, the breath. It is always there, a faithful companion, yet we pay it no attention. Because of this, our awareness is like a ship without an anchor, tossed about by the waves of every thought, every emotion, every external distraction. We are pulled into the past by regret and pushed into the future by anxiety. The present moment, the only place where life is actually lived, becomes a brief, blurry space we pass through on our way to somewhere else. This is the source of a great deal of our internal suffering and our inability to concentrate our power. The mind and the body are not two separate things. They are an integrated system, and the breath is the bridge that connects them. It is the regulator of our internal state. When you are panicked, your breathing is fast and shallow. When you are at peace, your breathing is slow and deep. This is not a coincidence. One directly influences the other. But the beautiful truth is that this street goes both ways. You do not have to wait for calmness to find you. You can invite it in. You can use the physical reality of your breath to guide the non-physical reality of your mind. By consciously taking control of the anchor, you can stabilize the entire ship, no matter how turbulent the sea. This is the first and most fundamental practice, because without a stable base, no other structure can be reliably built. It is the foundation upon which all mental clarity rests. It is not about forcing anything. It is about returning to a natural state that has been forgotten. The practice itself is beautifully simple, which is why it is so often overlooked. Find a comfortable position. You can be sitting or even standing. Close your eyes if it helps you, or soften your gaze on a point in front of you. Now, bring your entire awareness to the process of breathing. Do not try to change it at first, just observe it. Feel the air entering your nostrils, cool and fresh. Follow its path down into your lungs. Notice the gentle expansion of your chest and your abdomen. Then, feel the release as you exhale. Notice the air is warmer now. Just watch this cycle. This is your anchor. Your mind will wander. This is its nature. It will pull you into a thought about work, a memory, a worry. When you notice this has happened, and you will, gently and without any judgment, guide your attention back to the breath. The moment you notice you have been distracted is a moment of victory. It is a moment of mindfulness. Each time you guide your attention back is a single repetition, a strengthening of your mental muscle. After a few moments of pure observation, you can begin to guide the breath. Place a hand on your lower abdomen. As you inhale, consciously breathe into this space, feeling your hand rise. As you exhale, feel your hand fall. Make the exhalation slightly longer than the inhalation. A slow count of 4 on the in-breath and a slow count of 6 on the out-breath. This simple act sends a powerful signal to your nervous system that you are safe, that you are in control. It shifts you from a state of emergency to a state of equilibrium. Practice this for just 5 minutes. You are not trying to achieve a mystical state. You are simply practicing the skill of returning to the present, returning to your body, returning to your anchor in the storm. This is the first step to reclaiming your focus. Observing thoughts. Our minds are thought-generating machines. This is their function. They produce thoughts in the same way a factory produces products on a conveyor belt. The problem is not that the thoughts are being produced. The problem is that we stand at the end of the conveyor belt and we grab every single thought, believing it belongs to us. We identify with it. A thought of anger arises and we say, I am angry. A thought of sadness appears and we say, I am sad. A thought of inadequacy comes and we believe, I am not good enough. We become entangled in the machinery, pulled along by the momentum of each passing thought and emotion, losing our true position. This is the illusion that keeps us trapped. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind your thoughts. You are the space in which the thoughts occur. To reclaim your mental power, you must learn to step away from the conveyor belt. You must learn to become the silent observer, the manager of the factory who can see the products go by without having to own every single one. This practice of non-identification is the key to liberation from mental turmoil. It creates a space, a buffer, between the stimulus of a thought and your response to it. In that space lies your freedom and your power to choose. Without that space, you're a puppet, and your thoughts are the strings. You react automatically based on old patterns and conditioning. But when you can observe a thought without becoming it, you can then ask, is this thought true? Is this thought helpful? Do I wish to engage with this energy? Suddenly, you are no longer a victim of your own mind. You are the master of it. This is not about emptying the mind or stopping thoughts. That is impossible. It is about fundamentally changing your relationship with your thoughts. To begin this practice, you can build upon the first one. After a few minutes of anchoring your breath, allow your awareness to expand. Settle into the role of the observer. Your mind is like a clear blue sky. The thoughts, feelings, and sensations are like clouds that drift across it. Your job is not to chase the clouds or to fight them. Your job is to simply be the sky, allowing them to come and go. When a thought appears in your awareness, as it inevitably will, simply acknowledge its presence. You can even give it a gentle, non-judgmental label in your mind. Worrying, planning, remembering, judging. That is all. You do not follow the storyline of the worry. You do not get lost in the details of the plan. You simply note the type of mental activity that is occurring, and then you let the cloud drift by. Imagine yourself sitting on the bank of a river. The thoughts are leaves floating on the current. You do not need to jump into the river to inspect each leaf. You can remain on the bank watching them pass. At first, you will get swept away. You will find yourself in the river, caught up in a thought story for minutes at a time. This is normal. The moment you realize it, you have already succeeded. Gently, you guide yourself back to the riverbank and resume your observation. This practice, over time, cultivates a profound sense of inner peace and resilience. The storms of life will still come, but you will have discovered the unshakable calm at the center of the hurricane. The thoughts will lose their power over you because you will finally see them for what they are: temporary, fleeting events in consciousness, not the definition of who you are. Single-tasking. The modern world wages a war on our attention. We are told that multitasking is a skill, a sign of productivity and efficiency. This is a profound falsehood. When you believe you are multitasking, you are not actually doing multiple things at once. Instead, your brain is switching rapidly and frantically between tasks. Each switch costs you mental energy. It fragments your focus. It is like trying to fill 10 glasses of water with a single pitcher by pouring a little bit into one, then a little bit into the next, and so on. In the end, you spill water everywhere. You are exhausted from the effort, and not a single glass is full. This is the state of the modern mind: fragmented, scattered, and shallow. True power, true genius, and true peace are found in the opposite direction. They are found in single tasking, in dedicating your entire being, your full awareness, to one single activity at a time. Whether it is washing a dish, writing a report, or listening to a friend, the practice is to be fully present with that one thing. All of your energy is channeled into a single point, like a magnifying glass focusing the rays of the sun. This is when the sun's energy can create fire. A scattered light, however, only creates warmth. When you give one task your undivided attention, you enter a state of flow. Time seems to disappear. The separation between you and the activity dissolves. This is where deep work happens. This is where mastery is cultivated. It is a form of active meditation that can be applied to any part of your life. It transforms mundane chores into opportunities for mindfulness and difficult work into a state of profound concentration. Reclaiming your ability to single task is one of the most powerful ways to push back against the chaos of the world and build a mind that is clear, effective, and powerful. The practice of single tasking is a discipline of setting boundaries, both externally and internally. First, choose a task you need to complete. It could be anything. Before you begin, consciously create an environment for focus. This is crucial. Turn off the notifications on your phone and computer. Close the unnecessary tabs in your browser. If possible, let others know that you need a period of uninterrupted time. You are creating a sanctuary for your attention. Then set a clear intention. For the next 25 minutes or 50 minutes or whatever you choose, you will do only this one thing. If you are writing, you are only writing. You are not checking email. You are not looking at your phone. You are not thinking about what you will have for lunch. You are simply writing. Your mind, accustomed to distraction, will rebel. It will try to pull you away. A thought will arise. I should check to see if I got a reply to that message. This is the critical moment. Just as you observe a thought in meditation, you observe this urge. You acknowledge it without acting on it, and you gently guide your focus back to the task at hand, back to the words on the page, back to the feeling of the water on your hands as you wash the dish, back to the voice of the person you are speaking with. Each time you resist the pull of distraction and return your focus to the single task, you are strengthening your mind. You are rewiring your brain for deep focus. Start small. Try a single focus session of 25 minutes each day. The goal is not to be perfect, but to practice the art of returning. By cultivating this discipline, you will find that the quality of your work improves dramatically, your stress levels decrease, and you will finish your day with a sense of accomplishment and energy rather than the feeling of being drained and pulled in 1,000 directions. Moving stillness. We often think of the mind and body as separate entities that need to be trained in different ways. We go to the gym to train the body, and we read books or meditate to train the mind. But this separation is an illusion. The body is the physical expression of the mind, and the mind is the energetic consciousness that animates the body. They are one. A stagnant body often leads to a stagnant mind. When we sit for hours locked in one position, our energy becomes blocked, our circulation slows, and our mind can feel dull and lethargic. Conversely, a mind that is agitated and chaotic can manifest as physical tension, restlessness, and unease in the body. The path to true balance and power lies in integrating them, in finding the stillness within movement and the movement within stillness. This is the principle behind ancient practices like Qigong or Tai Chi, but it can be applied to any form of movement. The goal is not to perform an exercise with the body while the mind is somewhere else, planning the rest of the day. The goal is to bring your full awareness into the physical sensations of the movement itself. When you do this, the movement becomes a meditation. The body is in motion, but the mind finds a point of profound stillness and focus within that motion. It is the perfect antidote to both physical lethargy and mental clutter. This practice cultivates a deep sense of being grounded and centered in your own body, a feeling of integrated strength that permeates both your physical and mental life. It teaches you that you can be active and engaged with the world while maintaining a core of inner peace and stability. To practice this, you do not need to learn a complex form. You can begin with the simple act of walking. Find a place where you can walk without too many distractions, perhaps in nature or even in a quiet room. As you begin to walk, bring your full attention to the physical act. Feel the sensation of your foot lifting off the ground. Notice the subtle shift in balance. Feel the muscles in your leg engage. Then, feel the sensation of your foot making contact with the ground again. The heel, the ball of the foot, the toes. Walk at a natural, unhurried pace. Sync your breathing with your steps. Perhaps you inhale for 3 steps and you exhale for 3 steps. Your entire world, for these few minutes, shrinks down to the feeling of your body moving through space and the rhythm of your breath. When your mind wanders, as it will, gently guide it back to the sensation of walking. You are not walking to get anywhere. The walking itself is the destination. You can apply this principle to stretching as well. Instead of just pushing into a stretch to achieve a certain flexibility, bring your awareness to the sensation of the muscles lengthening. Breathe into the tension. Feel where the resistance is. Do not fight it. but gently explore it with your awareness. In doing this, you are not just exercising your body, you are having a conversation with it. You are dissolving the boundary between mind and body and allowing them to operate as the unified system they truly are. This practice of moving stillness will infuse your life with a sense of graceful power, helping you navigate challenges with a calm body and a clear mind. Absorbing wisdom. In our age of information, we are drowning in data but starved of wisdom. We scroll endlessly, consuming bite-sized pieces of information, headlines, and opinions. We mistake this constant intake for learning, but it is not. It is merely a form of mental consumption that often leaves us more agitated and less clear than before. It is like eating junk food. It fills you up, but it does not nourish you. True learning, the kind that builds mental power and clarity, is an act of deep absorption. It is the difference between knowing the name of a plant and understanding the soil, the water, and the sunlight it needs to grow. Wisdom is not about accumulating facts. It is about integrating principles into your own being. This requires a shift from passive consumption to active engagement. It means approaching a text, a lecture, or a piece of art not as something to be quickly understood and categorized, but as something to be wrestled with, reflected upon, and absorbed into your own framework of understanding. This type of deep reading and learning is a powerful exercise for the brain. It builds new neural pathways. It lengthens your attention span. Most importantly, it provides you with the mental models and deep principles that can be used to navigate the complexities of life with greater skill and insight. It is the process of transforming information from the outside world into wisdom that becomes part of your inner world. This practice builds a mind that is not only knowledgeable, but also discerning, thoughtful, and profound. To practice absorbing wisdom, choose your material carefully. Select a book or an article that is rich with meaning, something that challenges you. It is better to read one profound book 10 times than to read 10 superficial books once. Once you have your text, change your environment and your tools. Do not read it on a screen filled with potential distractions. If possible, read a physical copy and have a pen or a pencil in your hand. This is essential. Your pen is a tool of engagement. As you read, do not rush. Read slowly. When a sentence or a paragraph strikes you, stop. Read it again. Underline it. In the margin, write down the question it sparks in you or the connection it makes to your own life. Why did this resonate with me? How does this idea challenge my current beliefs? How could I apply this principle in my own life? You are not just a receiver of information. You are in a dialogue with the author. At the end of a chapter or a reading session, put the book down and take a few moments to summarize the key idea in your own words, either by writing it down or by speaking it aloud. This act of re-articulation is what transfers the knowledge from short-term memory to long-term understanding. It forces your brain to create its own structure for the information. Treat reading not as a race to the finish line, but as a slow, deliberate meal to be savored. By engaging with ideas in this deep, methodical way, you are not just exercising your brain, you are building your character. You are cultivating a mind that is rich with a wisdom you can truly call your own. Externalizing mind. The mind can often feel like a closed room with no windows, where worries, anxieties, and half-formed ideas circle endlessly. This internal rumination is one of the greatest drains on our mental energy. The thoughts loop, gaining momentum and emotional charge, but they lead nowhere. They are like a hamster running on a wheel. A great deal of energy is expended, but there is no forward progress. This is because the thoughts lack structure. In the abstract space of the mind, they can remain vague, distorted by emotion, and overwhelming. The solution to this is to give them form, to take them out of the chaotic internal world and give them structure in the external world. This practice of externalizing your mind is a profoundly clarifying and therapeutic act. It is the process of pouring the turbulent water of your consciousness into the clear, ordered container of a page. When you are forced to translate a vague feeling of anxiety into concrete words, you must define it. You must give it a beginning and an end. The simple act of writing it down objectifies the thought. It is no longer a part of you. It is a thing outside of you that you can now look at, analyze, and address with a clear mind. This process frees up immense mental bandwidth. The energy that was being used to hold and suppress all that internal chaos is now liberated, available for focus, creativity, and problem solving. It is like cleaning a cluttered room. Once the clutter is organized and put away, you have a clear, open space in which to work and live. The practice is simple. Get a notebook and a pen and write. This is not about crafting beautiful prose or writing for an audience. This is for you alone. There are two effective ways to begin. The first is a brain dump. For 10 minutes, write down everything that is on your mind, without stopping and without any form of censorship. All the worries, the to-do list items, the frustrations, the hopes, the random ideas. Do not worry about grammar or spelling or making sense. The goal is simply to get it all out of your head and onto the page. You will be amazed at how much lighter you feel afterwards. The second method is more structured. Take a specific problem or a source of anxiety that has been bothering you. At the top of the page, write down the problem as clearly as you can. Then, write down everything you know about it. What are the facts? What are your fears associated with it? What is the worst-case scenario? What is the best-case scenario? What are the possible steps you could take, no matter how small? By breaking it down on paper, you take an overwhelming emotional cloud and turn it into a structured, manageable problem. You are engaging the logical, problem-solving parts of your brain and disengaging the emotional, panicked parts. This is a daily or weekly discipline. By consistently externalizing your mind, you are not just clearing out the clutter. You are training yourself to think with more structure, more clarity, and less fear. You are building an external system that supports your internal world, creating a powerful alliance for mental strength and peace. Structuring intention. We have arrived at the final practice, and it is the one that gives direction and purpose to all the others. The previous practices have been about cultivating a certain state of being, a mind that is calm, focused, and clear. But a powerful tool is only useful if it is aimed at something. A ship that has a strong anchor and a skilled crew is still lost at sea if it has no destination. This final practice is about setting that destination. It is about moving from a life of reaction to a life of creation. Most people wake up and immediately react to the world. They check their phone, read the news, respond to emails. Their energy and focus for the day are immediately dictated by external demands. They are beginning their day on the defensive. The practice of structuring intention is about taking the first moments of your day to consciously design your internal state and direct your focus before the world has a chance to do it for you. It is about deciding in advance what matters most. It is the act of building a mental and emotional blueprint for the day you wish to experience. This is not about rigidly controlling every outcome, which is impossible. It is about setting your inner compass so that no matter what winds may blow, you are consistently oriented toward your chosen direction. This is the ultimate expression of mental power, to not only manage your mind, but to purposefully direct it towards the creation of a life of meaning, presence, and accomplishment. This practice is what turns a clear mind into an effective one. The practice itself is best done in the morning, in the quiet moments after you wake up, before any external input. After a few minutes of anchoring your breath to center yourself, close your eyes. First, practice gratitude. Bring to mind 3 specific things you are genuinely grateful for. Feel the emotion of gratitude in your body. This primes your mind with positivity and abundance. Then, set your intention for the day. This is not just a to-do list. It is about the quality of being you wish to embody. Ask yourself, who do I want to be today? Perhaps the answer is patient, focused, or compassionate. Choose 1 or 2 qualities. Then visualize your day unfolding while embodying these qualities. See yourself moving through your planned activities, your work, your interactions, your challenges with this chosen state of being. See yourself responding to a difficult situation with patience. Feel the satisfaction of completing a task with deep focus. This is not idle daydreaming. You are rehearsing. You are preparing your mind and nervous system for the reality you intend to create. Finally, identify the single most important task for your day, the one thing that, if accomplished, would make the day a success. Visualize yourself completing it. See it as already done. Feel the sense of accomplishment. This entire process may take only 10 minutes, but it fundamentally changes the trajectory of your day. You are no longer a passive recipient of circumstances. You are the architect of your experience. These practices are not separate tricks. They are interconnected pillars supporting a strong inner temple. The breath anchors you. Observing thoughts gives you freedom. Single tasking gives you depth. Moving stillness integrates you. Absorbing wisdom enriches you. Externalizing your mind clarifies you. And structuring your intention directs you. It is a path. It is a discipline. The power was never outside of you. It was only waiting for a structure. Now you have the tools. Go and build.